Must be a way to automate this. Hey, halfway. Running out of time. Come on. Whoops. Hello. Hello, everybody. That sounds good. Sorry if that hurt your ears. I'll turn that down a little bit. Right, what was I doing on this? Let's just. You know what? I'll just finish that just in a minute. Greetings, hello. Frog, fish, fish, fish. Perfect. Okay, so today, we're working on that demo level, obviously, because I've got to get that finished. But the stream might be a little bit less entertaining because if you were with me yesterday, you'll have seen some bugs. One was a big one was an issue where there were some spiny devils coming up a ramp, and the water went up, and instead of killing them, they sort of froze, and all the ants froze in place. And that needs to be fixed before we can put this demo out, and it really needs to be finished. So I'm probably going to start with that today. And then I did have another bug that I wrote down to do with ants not entering combat when they're moving to build a bridge. So we'll see if we can tackle both of those fairly quickly, and then we can get back on to working on the level. If I don't get anywhere by 3 o'clock, let's say, I'll switch over to, I think, working on the underground of the demo level. But we'll see where we get with these bugs first. Hello, Tomboy from Denmark. Today is bug fixing. What's today? I've just explained what today is. Right. Now, what I was doing before I started streaming was quite different. I was messing with the patrol manager. I'm just going to finish this now, otherwise I'll forget what I was doing. It's very simple little tweak I wanted to make to this, so that we could have really crude tweak, but I wanted to be able to send different types of creatures out along the same routes, and we couldn't do that, so I'm sort of bodging that in the quickest and dirtiest way possible. this is, I don't need this for the demo level, this is something I needed for a different level I was working on today. So this is going to take an array, and then I need to copy this. And this is terrible, you should never be copying this much stuff just to change one tiny little thing, but it's the fastest way to do it right now. So that's what I'm going to do. This total weights. Oh, there's a total weight, and it adds it up. Spawn weight reset. I might be a little bit quieter in this stream as well. You know, when you're reading this stuff, it's hard to talk at the same time. I'll be done with this quite quickly though. I just want to just sort it before I start, otherwise I'll forget what I was doing. You know what, for now I'll just put this in a big loop. Are we just adding to stuff as we go, right? It's all in this loop here. Everything is adding to this. And spawn classes. Total weights. If it only does that once, what I'm trying to do here might be a problem. You know what, this is going to take some testing, and I'll have to do it in the other level, so what I'll do for now is I'll just rub this out so it compiles, and I'll finish that later, eh? Alright, let's start the editor up. So the plan is to fix the bugs and finish the map. Yep. They should add a slug. No, we're in a fish. The map's ready. Let's attack slug. Actually, be quite nice, wouldn't it? For more crawling over. Slippery worms. Yeah, earthworms. They'd be good as well. Fish or wasp? Good question. Very good question. Turn mice off food to ants. Doesn't make sense. Pretty surprised about the frog. Yeah, so it could be a fish, you never know. Right, okay. Alright. I've moved the demo level into this folder here. On John's instructions. John's talking to me. He wants to know about icons. Right. What was I doing? Right, we're in here, beautiful map, and we had a big problem. So, what I'm going to do is let's set up a scenario where we can just try and trigger the problem. We've got a whole sort of day-night cycle set up here. and what I want to do is I just want to get those spiny devils stuck. So I'm just going to unplug this so the world doesn't do anything anymore. Pardon me. And we're going to use these buttons. Change the water level. That'll change the water level, and I just want a button that's going to, yeah, this is good, right? Oh, we already had it all set up, brilliant. All right, I'm just going to use, let me remove pins, it will. I just want island 2. I want to spawn these guys really quickly. And then once they're spawned, I'm going to send them to attack the player. Then I'm going to raise the water. Let's see if that works. See if we can do this all with the keyboard without too much fuss. Okay. Water down, please. Spawn enemies. Enemies attack player. Including this one, please. And then, as if by magic, the water comes up, and it's got to be timed much better than that. I think what we did is we had a load of them blocked by ants here, didn't we? But another thing I could do to try and simulate it is to, let's see, jungle 1, island 2. Let's go to the control manager, and on island 2, here it is. Let's spawn a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. It's still not really enough. Not enough. Okay. Alright, let's see how many we get now. Right, maybe we can get them stuck. No. Alright, the way to do this is probably going to be, I'm going to turn that up again. That doesn't seem right for normalized spawn mass. Like, I mean, 50,000 black ants was a lot, so don't think enough are spawning, really. No, they're not. Something's up. Something's not quite right. We're definitely dealing with Island 2. Which is these patrol points, yeah, it's the right ones. But it's not spawning enough stuff. It's not making any difference how much I increase this number. It's just sending out the same group. Why would it be doing that? Why is that a new thing that's happened now? nothing to do with the level setup, has it? I don't change any value in there. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. Well, now it doesn't spawn anything, so it's doing something, but this this number's way off. Why is this number way off? Let's have a look. Patrol manager, and it's. I'm sure this worked yesterday because it was doing loads for the worms, wasn't it? Now I know that. Is this normalized? Yeah. Set up patrolman route value. Get standard danger unit. And that's where's that computed? 10. Okay. Alright, John's changed this calculation, I think. And he hasn't updated it here. So he's just put this down, I'm guessing. Maybe it's like it's been balanced to 10. But then how do I, what if okay, this is the new attempt, okay. There's a point value and a load of stuff. Yeah. It's definitely not a good ballpark, is it? Like, I mean, really, how many? Let's go with 9. I mean, is it reaching a cap? Yeah, this is really a problem. Has something happened to it in the meantime? Let me have a look. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What numbers did we put in for the other ones? 100 and 100. No, they were working, weren't they? Let's just let's put this back together and just play it and see what happens. I remember there being quite a few of those crickets. And they should appear when the water's high. Which they are doing. We're getting a lot more in this middle island, but doesn't seem sort of relative to the actual amount of spawn magnitude we put in. So there's certainly a problem there. There's not a million times more spiny devils here than there is here. You're spawning quite a lot though, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I suppose if it's got to launch so many in half a second, and I'm only going at 60 frames a second, yeah, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Yeah, if you want to launch too many in a short time, because there were more coming out there. Now the numbers are really quite different. So if I was to just change this to 5 seconds. And hit the full stop, will we get more? Yeah, we will, okay. Still doesn't feel quite right. I don't like how many are attacking each other at the moment either. Anyway. Let's disconnect this again. Disconnect this. And that should do the trick. So, water down, launch some crickets out, send them to the player. And then, whilst it's a nice stream, just there, bring the water up. Interestingly, they were all fine. These ones are making a mess now because they can't reach their swarm point, I think. But everyone got up there, so I wonder if it's got something to do, and this would be really unpleasant if it was specifically to do with there being ants here. Let's let some more out. Where are my ants? Are they even coming out? Come on, kill that stuff. Hurry up. Hurry up, you're stronger than this, come on. There you go. Deal with that. Right, I'll leave the ants here. Pardon me. And then see what happens if there's a battle there when the water comes up. Okay, so we bring the water up now. Right. Okay. Is this causing any problems? Yeah, see, some of these are alive. They're alive. Why are they alive? This is really interesting. Okay. Let's see. This is a large spiny devil. Now let's what's this say? Accessibility, no, zones don't match, right? Which is fine. Only that creature should be cold then, right? It's in the water, it should be cold. But because it's in combat, It's not being called. Why is that? It's in its attack subtree. It's doing this. Attack target, stop movement, do all these things. Okay. And this one here, when it does this, move to creature, it should be running a move to command and finding itself in the water. Should be. Unless that's returning this like successful. So can I attack target? Must be true. And then it gets to here. Okay. Let's have a look here. Is that what it says? Didn't find that string. Maybe I put it in wrong. Ah, yes, I have. It's one word. There it is, okay. So it's in the tile grid, and it's here, which is at the start of doing a path. Okay. If there's a path in creature, we've got a zone from and a zone to. And where's that been caught from? Path found here. Okay, so it can't path there. Why isn't it being killed? Well, presumably, even though it can't path where it's going, it's happy where it is. Zone, home zone. Ooh. I think there was a change recently where now are they two different numbers? No. Creature zone is 46 and location zone is 46. And two different ones here. That's odd. So its home zone and its current zone are the same. And the water level changed. So I made a change here a while ago because creatures that had been spawned were getting lost when they could no longer access their home node, and of course we'd have the same problem here, so they update their home node. But really, I mean, if its current node is in the water, it should die. Now is this, I still can't tell if this is to do with being on the edge or it's something to do with being in combat. I tell you what, just to see, before we look into it any further, we'll do some more practical experiments. So I'm going to move all the fire ants away. The fire ants have all left. And these should no longer be in any kind of combat sequence. So it's got nothing to do with combat. Not able to move there. But the problem is it shouldn't be allowed to be where it is now. Okay. Just it dies there. But not here? So there's like a... Oh! What's wrong with you? There's like a funny zone here where they all get stuck.
The battle has begun.
And it only triggers if they were fighting when they were heading up there. Okay. What is it that kills them? When they're over the water. Not sure. Thought it would be in movement. Reverse that. We did have a kill creature. But we don't here. The target here in movement. We had a lost creature. If let's say I move a creature over here, it's fine, and then I move it back to where it was. Will it die? No, it will get stuck there. And they can't move over there because the water's up. Right. Oh. Yeah, all of them are stuck. They're not dead. They're all stuck. That's not right. If they're all, if they're all being told to move to the wrong place. And they've all got the same zone as their location. They can't get to where they're going, so they stopped. Well, the ones on the island are all doing the same thing. So, what we're finding is the creature's home node isn't matching where they're supposed to go. And so they can't go. I mean, it's the same problem, isn't it? It's the same problem as telling them all to go over here when they're on this island.
Right.
Exactly the same problem. And if I move them across, they find the weird issue is that the zone here seems to somehow be like there shouldn't be a zone here. Oh, that one died. Oh, well, I think it'll die because I drag it over the water. There shouldn't be a zone at the top of this ramp that's the real issue there. Okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will we'll get rid of all the underground ants. one. See, maybe we don't need any. Are we allowed to have none, or will it crash? What do you reckon? Yeah, the other ones did get stuck at the same time as the one that was moved, didn't they? Or did we imagine that? That could be a clue. Should we see? No, they are all getting stuck. It's just that they're taking their time. They did all get stuck. Right, okay, so this is what we're going to do now. We're going to take the patrol manager. Unfortunately, we can't set it. We have to use this like mass function. Right, but you know, that should be fine, right? Now hit the full stop. We should get some crickets. Hopefully it doesn't matter that they're small. You know what, even better, I'll just turn the mass right down then. Oh. Classes. Spawn chance 0, 0, 1. I mean, if there's not enough spawn mass, you probably won't spawn anything. Oh, it's made no difference, I suppose. Yeah. Don't like how these work anyway. Right, doesn't matter. Let's turn this down to 20. I just want one cricket, and I want it to be the only thing that I've got to look after. So I'll just delete this one. Okay. So I'll leave it there. And I'll change its behaviour so it wants to get across. That's what I did. Press the comma. You should want to go. There you go. Pause this. Take you across here. I'll put you just there on the edge. Okay. Nice. Stuck. Right, so some things that we know. We know that it's changed its zone. Which its zone is 46. If its zone is 46, does it change when I move it across here? Yeah, zone is 1690. So its zone apparently is where it is. It should have a home node that gets updated, but something changed. Something changed. However, it changes its zone over here. And it says it's 46 over here. We don't know what zone it is. that out, can I? Because there's no debug printing option here. Nearest node. Right. Right, I want to know if it's what its home home zone ID is out here. Can I print that somewhere? I want to know where that node is. That node thing's updated. New home node. We'll just flooded our home node, and then that doesn't look right. Okay, I've got a feeling this might be to do with some change we made where the creature's home node can get updated. So it has a sort of node that it thinks it belongs to, and it was supposed to be updated when the water level changed. And if it can't get there, it's supposed to panic and die. And I think we were finding that when the water level changed, a lot of creatures that were attacking the players say that they were panicking and dying. So there was a fix. It was only a couple of weeks ago, and I did the fix, and I can't remember what I did. But it'll be to do with that. But the node had changed for the creature. It was trying to get somewhere, and it couldn't get there. Now, if it can't get there, and it's been told to go there, it should probably die. Because otherwise it's just going to end up in that stuck situation. The problem I have is, why is the top of the ramp not got the same zone ID as where it was headed? It should either be dead or on the right, in the right place. Okay, so what do we have in here? Can't path, freedom is not. Now adjusted water level is 3. And water nodes. We've got, this is accessibility zone. Ooh. Well, why have I don't know why there's a number 1 in there. That should be oh, but that's just means debug information, but that's not going to be helpful for me if that's not giving out the actual end node. Okay. Did I stopped the whole editor, didn't I? All this was supposed to be done a long time ago. It should all be working now. I've forgotten about how any of it works. Really annoying. And I've forgotten where all the useful debug tools are. I'm not really sure what I want to find out next. I mean, all we know is, for some reason, it's happy where it is. It's happy to not die. And it can't get to where it's going. I'd like to know where the creature's killed. If it ends up in the water. And I'd also like to know if there's what the zone changes are like here. Oh, I didn't save. Didn't save this. Just died. I don't think I'd updated its swarm point fast enough. Although that was strange. It's like it walked into the water and then died. Which is fine, I suppose. Oh, okay. now it's stuck. We know it's stuck. Move it across to here. Right, okay. Right, it's trying to get to... It's trying to get to this one here. 3878. And it's in 46. So they don't match. Now, when I move it over to here, still got the same problem, and eventually it should die. It's not dying though. Well, that's the limit. It's quite nice how it's trying to walk away from what I'm doing here, and then if I drag it too far, it'll die. So it looks like we've got 3 zones. Oh. Unless... I need to find out what kills the creature, really. And I can't remember. I can't remember where it dies. The water volume doesn't kill creatures. Why that's on a water volume? Resources, call to all markers. Yeah. It's just gonna update the water level and change all the pathing. So that's not what we're worried about. Something in a tick on the creature will check where it is. I'm not sure where it is. Might be in the creature's tick. Let me see. Okay. Track the water volume. What's this do? Right, it'll be this. It'll be this, won't it? In play. And it's underwater. Ow. Okay. Let's point that down. Can we have a free hatch, please? Thank you. move the ant to here. Let's see. If we have the same problem with an ant. I've got a feeling that the ant will just die. Hoping it does. Look a bit further. Further. And it dies. Okay, okay. The nearest node is inaccessible. I wonder where it actually died. It probably wasn't here. So wherever that ant died, the spiny devil should have died, and it will be because its home node isn't right, I think. Find out where this one's getting killed. It's not getting lost, it's just getting killed. Ah, yeah, and it wasn't either of these. There isn't anything that kills the creature in utilities. So that didn't go off. And that didn't go off. Not going to be in there. These ones we decided were already off. That one's got a comment with it. So how is that one dying? What other places? Let's see what that message was again. Maybe that's going to give us a clue. Let's grab those messages. See if there's any clue to why this ant dies. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Not dead. Okay. What have we got here? Oh, I'd already pasted it. That was a bit pointless, wasn't it? Alright. That one, nearest node is inaccessible. That's the last thing it did before dying. Okay, so there was a call to random point in utilities. It looks like it's that. It's the only place. And return false there. Let's see. here. Who called random point? Came from blueprints. Can I find out what the can I target near myself? Can I target near myself? Okay. Fine. Sit somewhere, I don't search here. I guess it's home node. Okay. I need to that's inside lost. Okay. And we stopped creatures from getting lost. Where can I target near myself? Let's just target near myself. Can I target near myself? Oh, it's here. It's this thing here. Right, so if it can't target near itself, it dies. If it becomes lost. How does an ant become lost? It can't find its home tile. Home node. That's it. This is just setting some stuff up at the beginning. The crickets aren't getting lost. The problem is the crickets should get lost. Okay, so the root of this problem is the reason that the ants are fine and the crickets aren't. Well, I say the ants are fine. The ants die and the crickets don't die. Is the way that the pathing system works is there's lots of different. They're called Nav Meshes, right? So if you imagine. You know, the creatures have got to be able to figure out where to go, right? They've got to be able to path around things. If you tell a creature, I want to go from there to there, it's got to find a route. And let's say you made a raised area here, you wouldn't be able to. So this is a good example here. Forget about the bridge. If a creature's like right there, they can path to there. just fine, but they can't path to there because there is no path, right? So this area has a separate nav mesh to this area, and every creature has their home nav mesh, right? And that's stored as a node, so we call it the home node. Now, for colonies, for ant colonies, the home node never changes, because if they can't get to the nest entrance, they'll die. They get lost and die. I mean, it's not something that used to be in the game. It's now something where we've got water level changes and things, and ants can get cut off from their home. And when that happens, something detects that they're not able to access their home node, so they're on a different nav mesh than they should be. And then they get lost. They run around and panic and then die. Or in this case, this is the run around and panic sequence. And if they can't even run around and panic because they're actually in the water and they can't walk anywhere, they just have a chance of dying of one, so they just die. And that's what the ant does. Now, the swarm creatures like the cricket, they used to do this as well, but their home node was just where they spawned. And I set this up a while ago, and John started playing with water level changes with actual creatures a few weeks back, and he noticed that when he changed the water level, loads of the creatures found themselves doing this lost loop. And what had happened is, where they'd spawned, the water had gone up and covered their home node, so it covered the nav mesh that they spawned on. But they were quite happily on another nav mesh, and they don't have this rule like an ant does, where it has to get back to its nest entrance. So they shouldn't have been getting lost. So I made a change a couple of weeks ago that stopped them from getting lost, and I can't remember what I did, but it's almost certainly that's causing them to get stuck at the top of that ramp. It's like they've set their home node to somewhere they shouldn't be able to walk on. So all we need to do is just find that. We're close now. I can't really remember what I did. So it's likely to be I think it's here, but this unless this get home zone ID is on colony creature as well, it does something different, and it's not. Okay, let me just, because it wasn't that long ago. Let me just look at the history of creature and see if I've done anything to it recently. Lost swarm creatures now attempt to reassign their tile before getting lost. Okay, let's find the differences between these two. Just go through this, cycle through the differences. It's not cycling through anything. Oh, that's it. That's the only difference. A comment. 636 and 637. That can't be. Oh. Oh, John made this change. Ah, okay, okay. Let's have a look at this. It wasn't in creature that he fixed it. It might have been in movement component. Hello, okay. Yeah, this is it. Right, perfect. We can. I reckon this is what needs to be fixed. That's why I couldn't remember doing it. It wasn't me that did it. All right. Before we set it to lost, let's instead try and reset its home node, if it is a swarm creature. If it's a swarm creature, get the closest tile, get the node with the creature's movement freedom, and set its home node as this node. But it seems that we can break it by setting its home node as something it shouldn't be able to work with. See, the thing is this, get node by location with should be taken into account the water level. Okay. Well, there shouldn't be a node there. There shouldn't. Can't get back onto the grid. I would have expected this to return null for the cricket's home tile. So, oh, I need to. Can't get to where it's going, that's fine. Although that should probably kill it. And now we've got this problem and it's stuck here. Oh, that killed it, yeah, because I dragged it across the wall. I shouldn't do that. Does its home zone, its zone does change, doesn't it? Yeah, creature zone is, yeah, we checked that before. It's 1690. And then we move it to here. There's apparently a different zone, zone 46. I'm not like really sure. I mean, I suppose that's part of this lower zone. So it's got that zone 46 thing going on, but weirdly, this didn't go off. I've got a breakpoint here. That should have changed its home node. I really thought that was the difference. There weren't any other differences in this file, were there? What's this? It's not a different place in the code, is it? It is a different place in the code. Oh right, okay, so yeah, there's two different places this can fail. Right, it's probably here. Probably. Let's move it back. Yeah, okay. So very nice. Okay, so it's got itself a node. Right, yeah. Thank you. Pause. Take it back to the... Oh, where has it gone? Take it back to the problematic location. Let's see what happens this time. It does have a node. Okay, so it's finding a node. This is... Fine. I want to know where that node is. Oh. Yes. Where have I gone? Movement component. I want to know. I want to know where that node is. So it's updating the creature's node, which it wouldn't do if it was an ant. Now, one thing I should really check first is, let's just comment that out. Compile, make sure it works. We'll make sure it works first, without that, and then we just need to mess with that little snippet of code. And really, if the node directly under it is bad, it shouldn't be there. It shouldn't have returned the node. Creatures, movement, freedom. It's 0. Lots of nodes, lots of water. Let's see if the movement freedom is greater than 0. It's not. There is a tile mesh override. And apparently that's not true. Just as one node, use the node location. It's got more than one, and it's got a mesh override. It might be a surface tunnel piece. Otherwise, it's that's a good point. Has the water volume got? To know what the maximum water level is on the tile grid. Water known range goes to 0 to 3. Right. Okay. Alright. Right, we're just testing that. I think I just compiled that. We're just testing that this cricket dies now when I move it. To there. Oh, right. Yeah, it dies now. Okay. So are we using somehow the wrong? Oh, I missed. Alright, okay. Commented that out so we know it works. So we know we found where the problem is. I just don't like what this function's returning, get node by location. There's definitely more than one node. And the movement freedom is 0. Why does it say movement mode is no longer important as the water level is not high enough for it to matter? Because we don't know what the water level. If it's got more than one node, it's got a mesh override. Might be a surface tunnel place. Otherwise, it's water. Once water is determined, the node with the water surface should be returned. Okay. I think it's assuming here that if I put a movement freedom in that is 0, it's just going to ignore water. So this isn't really a good indicator of anything. So how did we figure out that this creature was in trouble? There's some terrible brackets here, isn't there? Else, what's been checked here? Okay, it's got a velocity. Well, that's not that interesting, is it? Okay, it's not got a velocity, right? Okay, how does do you know what we want to do? This is the function we want right here, isn't it? This will be my fault, sure. So where was I? Where's that orange sphere? Here. This is always going to return a node if there is one. It doesn't care if the movement freedom isn't right. It's assuming that you've sent the right stuff in. So we need a check. Instead of finding a node, we should be projecting to the nav mesh, or like to anywhere on the in the world, to decide if the creature's allowed there. Unfortunately, does this use the home node? Yes, it projects. I need to decide on its if I put a creature in to this creature, it's going to check for its home node, which is what we're trying to update. Right? Could just, I don't know, it feels like there should be a function for this, but I could just say, you know, this is going to... There's lots of I mean, I don't want to capture all of these situations. Is there another way? If I mean, everything's based on this assumption that the creature knows what nav mesh it should be on, and if one's reachable from the other. And if they're not, it should die. And this is updating its home node based on where it's standing at the moment. And if it happens to be standing on water, it will happily say, oh, my home node's water. And then the only thing that kills a creature in water, other than movement, is this sort of belt and braces check in creature that just says if the water's higher, more than 150 higher than the creature, kill the creature. And it's not always going to be the case, you know, right at the top of a ramp. So I want, you know, a projection function that will say whether or not that creature is ever allowed to be, you know, feasibly there based on its movement freedom. And the only way I can think, I don't think there might be something in it, but at the moment this should work. If the movement freedom is 0, it's a water node. I think water nodes are bridge nodes. Oh, I'll put that there anyway. That's bad. So that just carries on. So as long as that's false, we can carry on. I'll just do it the other way around. It's got a movement freedom equal to 0, and neither of those are true. We can go ahead. Yep. It's equal to 1, and it's not a bridge node. I can also go ahead. If it's 2, and it's movement freedom is 1, it can do anything except a bridge node. If the movement freedom is 2, it can do water nodes that are not bridge nodes. And then nothing else, I guess. Hello. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention of the chat. What have I done? Is there a question? Sorry for boring everybody to death. It has to be done, you see. Has to be fixed. You see this? See this cricket? Watch this. Watch this now. No! You should have died. Did I compile? Did I just save that? Yeah, I thought I compiled it. Its movement freedom is 0. And apparently the temp node was not a water node. Well, both of these were false. Unless I didn't compile. Did I? Didn't I? I think I did. Right, come on. Let's just make sure I'm not going mad. No, I did compile, and so that's neither a water tile or anything. Assuming that's where we are. Sorry. Compile, and then I'll put that breakpoint in, and then we'll get a little bit closer. Maybe it's not a water node. Oh, of course it's not a water node. Because it's returning the lowest node on the thing. I just need to check to see if the water level's higher than the node that's been returned, don't I? Yeah, that should be easy enough. How do I get the water level? I mean, I know how to fix it now. I mean, I could just put that, like, I could get highest node, but if that's set to yeah, where's the water level saved? There, it's on the OG tile grid. It's not going to be a problem underground, so we don't have to account for that. I'm just going to assume. Well, last time this went off, it was in a different place anyway, wasn't it? Oh no, it's up there. This is an Alsan movement, right? Okay. All I need to do here is get the. We've got. surface grid in several places. I've got it right here, actually. Okay. This is the first one. This is the second one. I've got the tile grid here. We don't really need to do that. That's okay. We get the node, and then let's just let's just check everything. Right. Let's check. We got TG, water level, oh, what's going on? Yeah, I've got ants, big whip spider, hello. Black ants, who are you? What's going on in the chat? I never understand the chat when I look at it. You know, I was more comfortable when it was just full of fish, to be honest. The harvest can be described as two fat dudes in an eating contest. You're saying my ant colonies are fat? You know, they're really not fat. Like a leafcutter colony can have, I think it's something like 10 million workers when it's at full size. A full size in Empires of the Undergrowth is 200. So it's an extremely slim colony. Out you come, Mr. Cricket. Go and do your thing. Please do your thing. Thank you. And now, should move you to here. Okay. What was I say? Water level is 3. My new node level is 0. Okay. But surely the new node level should be like 2, just 1 below the water level. I wonder if a zone check will work. I think it might. Let's try that as well. What else is on there? What do I put into this adjusted water level? Oh, it's on the tile grid. It's on the tile grid. Easy peasy. I thought it was on the tile grid. Node. Zone adjusted. And then zone ID, which is going to be no, that's not gonna work. Because I just need to get that node on the surface. It's just gonna be fine. Oh, why is this such a pain? Right, movement freedom is normal zones. Okay, and then okay, we can try this. Try this. Throws up something in yellow if it's not available, only for a couple of seconds. But I can just stop it there if that's the case. Wow, what's going on in the chat? Tadpoles, both fish and frog. Monkey, fish, monkey. Stonks, fish, ant. No monkey, only fish and frog. Some ants can jump. Fish plus ant is fanth. Fish plus ant. Fant. Trapjaws, I wonder who spammed fish first. See, I turned around for a second, I looked back and then someone said, oh, Liam's not looking at the chat. And then, when I'm here, all you want to tell me about is fish and frog. Fish is live. Yes. Right. This is going to cause the breakpoint to trigger. I hope this is fine. I mean, it should be. I said at least it's a problem that was introduced because of a fix we made recently to something that isn't really that low level. And could have been fixed a dozen different ways, so it's not a real problem with everything. Didn't trigger anything. Okay. Thanks. So, if movement freedom was 0, apparently it just returned the right number there. Let's see what it says the zone is. I mean, there is a water node and a dry node here. I know there is, because we can see them. Oh, no we can't, we can only see them when they're being generated. But I will generate them and we'll see them. The map would be more enjoyable if they added dead fish. Are you bored of my debugging? Massive fish, there you go. Fish. One there, and one there, and one there, and one there. You can have one there as well, and now I'm going to carry on with my work. Okay. Anything interesting? Anything interesting to say? Right, accessibility zone is 46. That node is below the water. Or, I mean, technically it is. Technically the water, you know, is up, right up to here, right? So that shouldn't be accessible. Okay. Node level is 0, apparently. So if I was to, you know, if I stuck 1 here, like, how would that change this blue thing here? You know, there's some fundamental issues here because if it's being told to go to somewhere it can't get to, it should die anyway. So maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree here, because even if we get it to figure out that it shouldn't be where it is, which I'd like to do, the real problem maybe is that it's allowed to walk where it is and it can't go to where we've sent it to. Yeah. Because this could happen in a very different scenario as well, where there's no water nearby. Because this doesn't happen very often. So maybe this should trigger the creature just getting lost. Okay. Water level is 3, and new node level is 3. Okay. Well, that'll fix it then if I just do that. I can say if the water level is greater than the water node level, that one, I think. There's before it would have been 0. Then it breaks. So it's less than or equal to the water node level. And that'll work for now. I think I'll change it. I think I'll change it to the other. I think we need to pick up any point a creature's been told to move somewhere, and if it can't get there, it needs to enter its lost subtree. That's probably the easiest way to deal with it. So yeah, because what I'm doing now we should fix this case, but we've still got like a problem where, like, if water cut off a swarm creature from where it was trying to get to and it wasn't being sent new a new location to head to, it'll stop and get stuck, just like they all did on this island. That's got nothing to do with being at the top of a ramp. So that's got to be fixed as well, and this won't fix that. Even if it does fix this scenario here, I mean, by fix it should kill. Yeah, okay, so it fixes that, but it doesn't fix, the one that spawns here, and then you press the thing and it stops going. So this really, not there, is in navigation. We do this. I mean, that's when the creature's finding its path, where it's trying to get to. If it doesn't find a path, the movement command fails. I mean, that's a really low level change if I just kill the creature there. But is there any situation where a creature tries to path and fails and should be allowed to live? Or maybe not. I mean, that's let's see. Jump path UG around all the things. This is the only OG one. But down here, yeah, result, it'll just return a fail. And then, you know, movement commands do have a thing for failing, but not, you know, they can fail for lots of reasons, I suppose. I need to have a good think about this, but let's just see what happens if I do it now anyway. Let's just see what happens. Because we've got the creature right there. That's really, you know, easy as anything. $90 minutes in code debugging. It's been more than 90 minutes, hasn't it? 130 minutes, I think, so far. 113 counting. At least we're getting to the bottom of it. And it needs to be gotten to the bottom of. There's no choice. There's no choice. It has to be done. It has to be done. And if I wasn't live, I might not be doing it so quickly because I fancied having a rice pudding. That would have slowed me down. So this is actually really productive. Alright, you ready? The creature will appear. The situation for the creature will change. And it will die. That's pretty harsh, but it's better than it standing still, I think. Now, let's see what happens if its home zone's got to change, right? So let's move the water down, then send it to a attack, which it will do quite happily. And then move the water up. Please don't die. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It had no problem with that. Now, there is an issue here that we did have a load of fire ants on the edge of that ramp trying to get to targets. I'm just wondering if they'll all die because of this massive change that just looks tiny but has huge ramifications. What am I looking for? I want the patrol manager. We want to turn this back up to massive, which I still don't like this number. Something doesn't seem right about that. But still, we'll get a massive load of these. We'll make loads of fire ants. Yeah. And then we'll stick the fire ants here. We'll move the water down. We'll attack with the spiny devils. And then create the situation here. Move the water up. Yeah, some of the ants died. I think some of them are still dying now. So if they get too close. Oh. I mean, this is the players' fault, really, if they're trying this on. It's quite robust, isn't it? I don't think they're really dying. There were some deaths during the fight because they were already pathing out here. It would have been nice to give them the chance to, you know, right themselves. If I put them there, I should be able to listen in the nest to the rate at which they die. There's one. It got lost. There'll be that one. There's another one. So they are dying near the water's edge. Any more? It seems quite rare. I can live with that. I can live with that. Another one went. There's another one. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. These ramps are dangerous when the water comes in. Right. Okay, so what I'm going to do for now, even though this change in navigation data is really quite scary. That ALS there, you know, that's not very nice. But it does fix all these problems. You know, I'll leave it in, and we'll have to have a think about it. And then over here, we were messing with stuff here, weren't we? This one. I mean, this one. Shouldn't go off now because the path thing will deal with it, but I'll leave it in just in case we go back to this method. So I'm just going to say this works on ramps, I mean, we need this still anyway for stationary creatures, you know. And this is in the stationary. Has requested velocity, hasn't requested velocity, so this is the stationary bit. So it might not have a path, so actually we do need this, right? We don't want to comment this out. Then it gets set to lost, otherwise. And then it'll just die. I mean, actually, that kill creature should set something to lost. Yeah, that might actually, you know, that might look nicer. So we just do this. And then we need, what am I linking to for blackboards? Can I get there? Yes, I can. I'll try that instead. Oh, fish. Would setting it to lost give it a chance to write itself? Unfortunately not. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't, no. Things try to write themselves in this movement component. So when it gets to this point here, where we're setting it to lost, it has just tried to. What it does is it does this projector grid, and then that one there is a radius, I think. Yeah, tile search radius. So it's going to search 6 tiles around itself for somewhere to go, and then this tile movement component, I'm stuck, changes its movement behavior, and it just, the ant phases out, its collision disappears, and it just moves towards this suggested escape point. And that's why near the edge of the water there, some of the ants move a bit unnaturally. They get too close to the water and they actually get lost, but before going into lost they do this. They make it back onto land suddenly. Unfortunately, that wouldn't work here. But you know what? We could copy this across. It's just we could copy this across. There's a number of ways we could fix this. We've compiled now, haven't we? So let's just. I mean, the problem is that there's no way of fixing it if we're telling them that if they're trying to get somewhere they can't get to, they should die or go lost, because the ant needs time to, because its behaviour is only ticking like every half a second. It needs half a second to think, oh, the water's gone up, I'm not going to that enemy anymore, I need to go elsewhere. So this isn't going to be, I don't think this is a particularly good idea what we've done here. I mean, we could set it up just for swarm creatures, because swarm creatures are the ones that, swarm creatures are creatures that don't have a a colony. Let's see how many die this time. I mean, the difference is the same number will die. They'll just get lost first. I sent my ants too late. Oh no! We're not gonna get the scenario I wanted. Let's turn combat off, see if they get a bit closer.
The ants must fight.
And dear. Let's see, no, I'm going to start again because this is a mess to look at. I deleted all these ants. I've got to make them all each time. I need to put them back. Come on, come on. Colouring in. Paint by ant. There we go. Out you go. Lower the water. This time we'll get our ants into position first. Food. Now send. Oh no! Oh no! I've made a mess. I've confused the situation. So now we'll get less coming. Oh, some will come. I pressed the wrong button.
The ants must defend themselves.
All right, let's raise the water and see. Okay. Yes, see this one? It's got lost and died. So it just got lost. All of these should be getting lost now. Actually, no, they shouldn't. Some of them would. Yeah, not all of them did. Because yeah, some of them I've lost track of. They're not actually being told to move over here. Okay. Now I need to have a think about, yeah, ultimately what the best thing to do here is, because I don't think this is very clever. This is changing something that so many things might assume that the path can fail at this point. So I don't think this is a good idea, but at least we know exactly what the problem is. We know how to fix it. So it's just a matter of which fixing solution we go with. You know, sometimes something like this is, you know, as simple as setting up a like a timer. If it's lost for a second, then call it. I think the death should be in movement component rather than navigation, but it does lead to this problem where if a creature's being told to go somewhere that it can't get to, it's going to be stuck, and if it's being told to go to a place that it can't get to forever, it's going to be stuck forever. But at least that makes the whole thing a behaviour problem rather than a movement problem. You know, because we've got all these cases like when an ant is, you know, the water level's increased, an ant's been told that it's going to somewhere in the water, and it might still be going there for a split second before it's, you know, its behaviour ticks and it realises it's not going there anymore. Whereas it could be trying to find a path before its behaviour ticked, and then it'll get lost and die. So that's not great. But we can't like just design all levels so that swarm creatures never end up getting lost when the water changes. That's too restrictive. What I could do is just, I mean, it's a bit bodgy, but I could just make sure it's make sure it's not a colony creature here, make sure it's a swarm creature. We'll still have some of the same problems, but what's it going to do otherwise? Like if it's an ant, it will get told that it's lost. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know what? I'll put this in for now. If it's a swarm creature, it'll do this if it can't path somewhere. And we're just going to have to keep an eye out for obvious little problems. This should catch the situation if it's not moving. At the top of ramps. I'll just add this little bit in to the movement part just in case it's needed. So it's exactly the same. Actually, it does need to check both of these things, doesn't it? And that's everything. It's exactly the same there. Yep. And then we'll pop. Yeah, lost that. Pop that back in there. Okay. Right. So I said I'd work on that bug for an hour. I've worked on it for 2.5 hours, but the upside is that we fixed it, sort of. Ah! Oh. Fine. Imagine misclicking, spotting them out, and your ants give up and die. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Because, we'll check if it does happen. But the first thing that happens when you click is it should check whether your marker can be placed at all. And then if the water level changes to make a marker unreachable, the first thing that should happen is the marker gets destroyed. But you make a very good point, whoever that was. Allenstein. We need to test that. Right. Okay. So onto the surface. Right now these ants can get everywhere. Oh, actually, except for there. See, they can't get there, and they didn't all die. Let's make the water go low. They can't get here. Oh, well, that's just moved it onto a. They can't get here, and it's not killing them. Let's move them back. This becomes inaccessible. This is inaccessible at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll move the water up. We'll place the marker on this zone that's currently accessible, or we'll place it here because they've got to, like, I need to get a bridge just do this short bridge. Alright, that's going to be accessible anyway, so we need to go all the way to this one. Let's get some ants going over here. Right, you come. Right. Now, there's a flow coming out here. If I move the water, they shouldn't. Only the ones that are out should die. These should all be fine. Yeah, see, these ones get confused and die, which is fine. They got nowhere to go. But everybody else survived. So no major problem with that test. Used to be able to place inaccessible. Did you used to be able to place inaccessible markers? You haven't been able. You shouldn't be able to in the current build. This has been something we've had for a while. So I think the way it works at the moment is when you place a marker down, it checks if the nav mesh of where you're clicking matches the one of the colony. If it doesn't, it'll try the surrounding tile. So that's why if I try and put one on this hill here, it should stick it on the floor nearby like that. So if I misclick a bit, I can put it on the floor, but eventually it won't let me click up there. But that's the case in the current build. I think it should be. Right. Gosh, it's 4:30. For me it is. Don't know what it is for you guys. Really sorry for spending the stream doing that, but it was a necessary evil, and I actually feel very satisfied right now that at least we know what that is. So if there's any other problems surrounding that, I'll be straight to the to where the problem is, instead of exploring it with an ant and moving it back and forth and trying to find out what was actually wrong. So that's nice. There was another bug I wanted to work on, but I don't want to anymore. So I'm gonna make a coffee, and I'm gonna spend the last 20 minutes sculpting some underground, because we didn't really, haven't really thought about it. I always think about the underground second, and I shouldn't, because it's how the whole game started off, and it's one of the most fun things to do, explore the underground. And this level will have, when the water's high and the creatures above aren't attacking you, you'll have this safe time. Might be nice to, explore underground chambers and whatnot. So it's, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Have a think about what we should build underground, but no fish underground, please. Also tried to recreate EOTU as a chess game. If you recreated EOTU as a chess game, wouldn't it just be chess, but with ant-themed pieces? Unless you incorporated the scientist's hand, I suppose. Could be a piece. What I mean, the pawns would be your Raptor ants, I suppose. You've got a few choices. Right. Okay, so we've got this nice big canvas to work with. I'm not going to change the dimensions of Underground because I can't be bothered. Which is often a really good reason to do something. What's going on over here? I asked Matt the other day. There's a strange sort of graphical issue to do with the oh, is that it? Are these higher than 0? Oh, that one is slightly. How odd. There you go, cover up like that. Oh, is the tile grid? Is it in the wrong no, that's alright. That's like lower than 0. What's that do now? I know that we want indestructible tiles right to the edge because otherwise it crashes. Move these out of the way. Actually see what I'm doing. Maybe that's the problem. What's this here? Ooh. Right. There you go. And now this one. It's fine. And this one. This one could be this one. There we go. Alright. The edges are safe. Right. How would we like the underground to look? Are there any devils, coach horse, beetle looking things that are blue? Yeah, rove beetles that have got a blue tint. I'm sure there's quite a few. I think we've got one, haven't we? No! Got it. Got the postponed autosave. Let's find a... What's it called? Let me have a look. No, that's not what I'm looking for. can't find its blueprint. The actual. Remove beetle B. There it is. That's it doesn't look too blue, but it does at the right angle. It shines up quite nicely. Fish, wasp, crab, monkey, anteater. Where should we put this? Should we stick it somewhere interesting? Let's put it here. Yeah, that's nice. Indestructible tiles around the edge there. Again, this is one of the last things that doesn't plug in to the terrain directly. Let's get the angle a little bit more aligned with the rock. There we go. Let's make this part of like some sort of rocky wall there. Maybe we can get through here. Let's put the queen chamber. Let's start the. Let's fill all of this in for a start. Let's put the queen chamber a bit further back, and then start the player off with maybe a little. Oh, I know. Like a little corridor. Like that. Let's move stuff that we want in the queen chamber over here. You know, we've got some cinematic cameras here. We are going to need a victory sequence. What are these things? Queen head, that'll be to do with a victory sequence. Better not delete it. Not yet anyway. What's this? Plague, oh, we need that. And then I'll make some, you know, queen chambers. There we go. I heard you were going to put in Venus flytraps. Are there any other carnivorous plants? I didn't hear about Venus flytraps. Didn't hear about that. I'll have to check. Let's check with Mike. I don't know. I can't answer those questions. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. Are you just going to get nonsense out of me? I'm afraid. What's this blob here? Is this something relevant? Oh, that's level method, so I'll just stick that in the queen chamber as well. There we go. In these cameras, oops. That doesn't really matter for now. Do we want a cavern, don't we? Right, so what I'll do is I'll fill all this. And then we need to make a cabin. Very nice. A messy cavern like that. Okay. So that's how we're going to start off underground. And there needs to be lots of goodies underground, doesn't there? Lots of things to eat. You know, to encourage you to have more than one group and do things whilst the, after you've killed everything and it's quiet for a bit, and you want to go underground, or you don't want to attack anything, you just want to wait for it to come to you. So we want various caverns underground, and it'd be nice if there was maybe some sort of progression to it. We can set up some mazes. Let's start with some caverns here and there. I'll just pop them in. And then we need indestructible tiles, sort of guiding us around stuff. So some things are going to have let's put some really nice food in. So let's say this one here, it looks really close to the player, but it's actually behind this big rocky bit that comes along here. Let's do that. Get less uniform, and then some wall against the player's nest there, like that. There's got to be a way through there. Maybe this should come like all the way around, like this. to go this way. And then I think we'll let the won't go crazy. We'll open it up there. Of course, this is. We want some sort of. Over here, maybe we want some like outcrop blocking everything off. So we have to go through this tight little area here. I don't want to use up too much space, you know, for creative building though. So maybe, you know, we let the player have quite a bit of that here. I mean, they can make room here. You can go. There's a secret route up there. So you know what, I'm gonna cut that off, and then I'll fill this in and I'll move it back a little bit. You have to dig into that cavern to get into this place up here. Okay. Right, so you've got this whole area for base building. It's quite nice. Got this crazy long route down here. You've got to get through this bit to get to these two. So yeah, lots of activities. Let's do something interesting with this. Let's outline it, and then put another cabin just here. And you've got to go round to get to that one. Right, let's save that and have a look. See how it looks. Okay, let's see if that's all right. Oh, interesting. Looks yeah, it looks different, of course, when it's that's started open, hasn't it? So I'll have to deal with that. It looks nice actually. Quite like it. We've got this nice open space. And we'll put some easy to get things here. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I might just put one or two little things in for more indestructible rocks in, just for style. Speed the player up a little bit by making a little cabin on the way there. don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to do much here. As in fact, I might even close up one of these cabins with it, just to give the player a lot of freedom here to build what they like. And then maybe I'll just put a little cabin here. The entrance to this. Right, let's deal with this. It does, well, I want it to begin open really, because I want to be able to see the world. Also that within here should be cavern. Including that actually. And then I'll move this, I'll reverse this right back to there. That should be okay. How's that look? That's better. Let's just see how it looks when I dig to it. Looks fine. Apart from this tile sticking out here, but we'll pretend we didn't see that. We got that cabin. I'll have to make a little road up here for that one. Another room there. Extend this room. One there. There's loads of space for making chambers. I'm happy with that. So everyone will have their own little design here, and then as you go out it's more sort of structured. Just one ant here. You know, when there's just one dig job like that and then it keeps getting finished, I bet the ant that's coming to help just moves a little bit and then goes back, and it never actually catches up to this one because they don't think about the next jobs that need to be done. So this ant's going to be stuck on its own until now, when there's a bit more surface area. Well, it's gone again. This one's turning back. Now they should be coming. Should be some ants coming. Suppose you could always move them in a group over here, and then they get on with it a bit faster. Yeah, more coming now. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. Hello, man of the ants. Have you come to see what's going on? What you're going to have to defeat? Yeah, so it's a demo level for Gamescom exclusive. But what we're going to do is, once we're finished with it, it's going to have the jungle textures, but then we're going to take it down and just repaint it with the new stuff next month, and then this will become part of the official demo as well. So we have fire ant bridges in the real demo. But the mechanics will be mostly the same. We might add a couple of little things. Otherwise, yeah, underground groups should be pretty easy in this. Oh, by the way, if you've just joined us, these are not real fish. It was just to appease the group chat. I think that, you know, we'll have easy stuff here, here and here, maybe even a little pocket here. And then as it becomes clear that you're going on long exploration, digging journeys, we can put scary stuff down these passages. But you will have to tackle, you know, the dangers that are building up above ground as well. Or at least you'll be able to see what you're facing there. Right, I'm already 7 minutes over now, and I want to turn the camera off my face for my sanity. So I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for sitting with me through this one. I can't believe so many people stuck around when I spent pretty much 3 hours debugging a single movement issue. But we got there in the end. We figured out what was wrong, why the spiny devils were freezing in place and not unsticking themselves. So we're back on track with the demo. Everything seems to be working, except a little problem with combat near fire ant bridges. But that one's not game breaking. It's not catastrophic like that thing with the stuck spiny devils was. So hopefully there won't be any more, you know, fingers crossed, major bugs, because we've pretty much tested everything now, except actually played the level. We're going to have to do another stream, I think, balancing this. Hopefully that'll be the next one that we do. We'll actually choose the creatures and we'll choose the difficulty progression, and it might be a bit more interesting. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. I don't know when that'll be. It'll be at some point.